Alright, welcome back to M&E Outdoors. Ethan here, and today it's going to be a different type of video. Today, instead of us being out ice fishing or duck hunting or fishing, anything like that, today I'm actually going to be doing a how-to on how to set up a tip-up. But tomorrow we will be going out ice fishing. We're going out to a new lake called Lake Ellen, and I'm going to show you guys how to set up a tip-up, how to rate up, put line on it, set it up, and hopefully we can catch some fish with it. So, alright, let's get to it. So, I have a tip up here. I actually found this tip up in Marinette County. We were out ice fishing, and all of a sudden this thing was frozen to the ice. Someone must have forgot it. And yeah, so I thought, well, take it home. You can always get your inventory bigger. So, I thought might as well use this tip up, and hopefully we can catch some fish on it. So, now I'm going to get to rigging it up. So for a tip up, what you want is, you want really heavy line. This is 80-pound test. And this is basically a rope. Like, it's basically not even line, it's like rope. It's threaded rope. So basically it's really light rope. And then you want, obviously, your hook. We use treble hooks. I can't remember what size they are. They're pretty good size treble hooks here. We use them for bass and northern. And then you want your split shot here so you can make your bait go down. And then we use a bobber, and I'll show you later in the video what the bobber's for. It kind of marks where your tip up is set so you know how deep it goes. So what you do to set up a tip up is you take your line, obviously. Take your tip up here. One second, let me move it down here. So you take your line, take your tip up, and then you put it through the hole here. There's a hole right there. You put it through, and then you wrap it around. Wrap it around one more time just to make sure it's nice and tight. Then you can tie a fishing knot or just a simple knot. And then, here we go. I'm going to tie up this knot here. Pull it nice and tight. Make sure it's nice and tight. From there, you want to cut off your access line here. You want to take your cutter or your scissors here, cut off your extra line there. Okay, so now I have it all tied on, and as you guys can see here, it's put through the hole and it's tied on. So now I'm going to keep going with this. So next, what you want to do is, what I kind of do is I hold it in my lap kind of, and then hold on, let me make sure that you guys can see this. I hold it in my lap like this, and then I take the line here, and then I kind of just hold it so it goes on tight, and then you just simply wrap it up like this. It's kind of hard to tell here, but you just keep wrapping it up there until you get it all the way on. So now I'm going to wrap it up. It might take me a minute, so hold on. Now you want a fair amount of line on here, and yeah, so it's pretty easy to set up a tip up. They're really nice for catching bass in northern if you find a nice spot, because you can have multiple lines out at once and you don't even have to worry about them or jig them. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to set it up. So hold on, I got to finish putting on the line here. Yeah, this is what you do. Now, as you can see, I actually started to ball it up because I didn't have enough pressure. So I'm going to take some of that line off here and put it back on because I didn't have enough pressure. Once this is on, I think that should be about enough line. These tip-ups have a pretty big spool, so you can put a fair amount of line on there. So, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you liked the video. Okay, I think that's plenty of line. So the way I can tell is, I can see that it's full there, and this is my tip up, and then you just run the line right there, wound it all up, and it's full there. So I think now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off. Take my scissors, cut it off. Alright, there we go. Now we can set our line aside and start working on our next part. So our next thing we have to do is, now we have it all strung up, we got our line here. Then what you want to do is, you obviously take your hook here, tie it on. Now you want to make sure this knot's pretty good because you're going to be going against big old northern and bass and stuff, so you want to make sure it's nice and tight. And this line is a little slicker because it's so heavy and it's like a little bit of a rope style, so it can get untied easily too. So pull that nice and tight. What I sometimes like to do is I take my pliers here, hold onto it and pull it really tight there. And then now I have my knot and my hook tied on. Now I just need to cut off that bit of excess line because the fish might see that and they might not want to eat it then. So there we go. Now we have our rigged up hook there. So then from there, what you do is you take your split shot, little mini split shot. You can take a big one, small one. We kind of just take a medium one here. And I like to put it about 6 inches above your hook. Then you get it 6 inches up. It doesn't have to be exact, but just roughly 6 inches. Pinch it on. There we go. Nice and tight. So now we have our weight and our hook all rigged up here. Our last step for today, what I'm going to do to show you guys, is take your bobber, and what we always do is we put it right on the end of the hook. So then when you get out there, what you do is you take this off and you put a weight on, and then you drop off the weight all the way to the bottom, pull it up to your certain depth, and then you put the bobber on, pull your weight out of the water, and then you hook the bait on, and then you set it, and then you can fish. But I'll get more in depth to that tomorrow. So one last thing that you got to do is when you're preparing your tip up to take it out, you have this bit of access line from tying it on. You reel that all up, get it nice and tight again. Then your tip up should look just like this once you are done. You have your line on, you have your split shot, you have your hook and your bobber all snug on there. Then you take your spool and you actually push it up like this, and you take your flag here, and then what you do is you take your flag, bend it under, you bend it under the blue part here, hook it up to that black part. There's a little hole there's a hole right there that you can put your flag through so it doesn't slip out. So you hook it up, put your flag through, and then when you get out to your lake, you're ready to fish. And I will see you guys tomorrow out on Lake Emily when we're ready to set this up. So see ya. Alright, welcome back. Today we're out here on Lake Ellen. Today's going to be the second half of the video. Last night I showed you guys how to set up your tip up and put all the line on it and get your hook all set up. Here's the tip up. So now we just have to set it up and then you'll be ready to fish with it. So what you do is take off your bobber here. Take your bobber off that I showed you guys how to use last night. And then take a little weight like this. And then what you do is you clip the weight onto the hook so that it'll stay on there. Make sure it can't come off. Then you drop down the hole. You let the weight go all the way to the bottom. And then what I do is I reel it all the way up, and then I set it down on the ice so we know it's that length. And then you pull it out. Here's my length of the line right here. It's about 10 feet here. Now, I like to go about 2 feet off the bottom. So here's about 2 feet. Then you take your bobber right here, stick it on your line. So that's your marker. Then you reel up this extra slack you have until your bobber gets to that point. Then you can set your tip up down. Take off your weight on here. I just clip it onto my jacket. Put a piece of bait on. We're just using medium shiners out here. Take our little medium shiner on. Put the hook right behind its back so it can still swing around. Drop it down the hole. And then what you do is you reel up, just because sometimes there's a bit of extra slack, you reel it all up. And then you take your tip up. Come on. Take your tip up and knock it in, that little knock right there. then you're ready to go. And when the fish pulls it, the flag will go up, and then you know you have fish on. So, yeah, that's basically how you set up a tip up. Just let the line go all the way down. Alright, thanks for joining us on M&E Outdoors. Hope you like the video, and you see you in the next video. See ya!